Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Coach.Drummy, your favorite coach. Today, I'm a little late on the video I was supposed to do yesterday. I'm sorry about this. I totally forgot. But we are doing it today. So, for a lot of people, I've got a lot of questions on how can I improve, how can I be champion, and all that kind of stuff coming from lower rank like copper, bronze, silver, or gold. So today we're gonna go over everything you should know per rank. Um, let's say that I was to get to restart the game, and forget everything I forgot, my aim, all that. Well, this would probably be the stuff that I would start doing. So it's gonna be a short video, but it's gonna be enough for all of you guys to start working and get you guys some exercises. So if you are in the copper rank in 2026, don't worry about it. You're probably like a beginner or somebody who struggles. So if I would be copper, I would learn the mechanics of the game. How does it work? How does it work? What is siege? What's the goal? Right? So it's a 5v5 tactical shooter. You got attack and defense. Obviously, defense has three ways to win. They kill all enemies. They win by time, or they defuse the bomb. Um, and for attack would be to kill all defenders or to plant the bomb. That would be the mechanics. If you don't know what it is, maybe start looking at it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for copper. Now, if you're bronze, I would highly suggest you to start learning operators and abilities. What operator does, which one, what they do, what they bring to the team. Start familiarizing. I think that's how we say it with the weapons. Um, maybe the recoil, a little bit, and just yeah, buy the operators that you think has to be played. Play the one you think is important to bring, like Sledge. Let's say Sledge, Bana, Thermite, Monty, maybe Blitz, IQ, all that kind of default operators. Then we come to the real stuff. Silver. You're gonna start focusing your aim and crosshair placement. What I mean by aim is I mean recoil control. I mean crosshair placement. I mean how to engage fights, right? The recoil pattern control, crosshair placement, engage fights. I would not expect you to guys to have like the best aim in the world, but most of you guys are PC, and by silver you should be able to get some headshots to recoil the control, to control the recoil. My bad, and start having a decent crosshair placement. Then in gold, now I would learn the maps. I would learn the rank pool map. What site they can go, which wall I need to open, which room people plays the most, where roamers can be, etc., etc., etc. Um, it's pretty important because if you focus all this, in copper, bronze, and silver, it's pretty easy to rank up. If you play with five, it's gonna go fast. Maybe not with the new season, but in the other seasons in 1.0, 2.0, it was pretty easy to get out of silver and bronze. Now, in gold and plat, you start facing opponents that has a little, they have something more. Like they feel like they've taken like maybe something, and they are like on steroids. Gold and plat, usually people say they're diamonds and steroids. I don't know why. It's pretty easy to get out of gold and plat, maybe emerald, but you know, it's important that you start understanding which wall you need to open, which room you need to take control of, where the roamers can be, So while you do all that, you're still focusing the control, the operators and stuff. When you be by plat, this is where you learn the callouts on the maps. Which map are they? Instead of saying on ping or in this room or on my drone or on me, you start learning the callouts. And I mean, there's nothing much I can say because once again, plat, you don't really face like really good opponents. In my take, and it's when you start being an emerald that this starts to be a little harder. So once you in plat, or like you better be plat, it doesn't necessarily mean you in plat you need to do this. You can always like learn maps in silver, right? But the main key is when you in bronze and you rank out of bronze, you need to be able to play every operators, know what they do, what is their utility, and what should I bring it. Then, when you finish ranking silver, you already have a good crosshair placement, you got a good recoil control, and all that kind of stuff. Then, when you finish in gold, you need to know what at least the 9 maps. What are the 9 maps in rank? Which is Oregon, Calypso, Calypso. There is Bank. There is Lair, Night. There's Night. There's what could be? That's one, two, three, four, five. Canal. If they didn't take it out. Uh, Cafe. I need 2 more. Border. And then I don't know what the last one is. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I'm missing one, but I can't. Coastline. Okay, so all those maps, if I'm not mistaken, those maps needs to be you gotta learn the maps, and then in plat, learn the callouts on each maps. Then once you do all this, you should be close to plat or emerald. Maybe once again, maybe not in 3.0 because the RP system is a little, I feel like it's good. It's back like 1.0. You win a little less points, but the grind is back there. So I find I find that the points are nice, but for lower ranks, it's a little harsh. So maybe not this season. Maybe when they're gonna fix it. Anyways, now in Emerald, you gotta put all that together. You gotta be able to play any operators, control any recoil except maybe like SMG 12. Maybe what has like good control? Maybe like SMG 11. That's it. If those are not like pinpoint, it's fine, but the rest needs to be pretty close to almost no recoil when you go from emerald. Now, when you rank up, this is where you guys are aiming diamond champion. When you're in diamond, first of all, it applies for both. When you play in champion or diamond, you need to play in a 5 stack. If you solo queue and you come to me and say, "Hey, Drummy, I need a coaching. I'm solo queuing. I can't figure it out. I can't seem to rank up." I'm say just playing a five. Are you playing in a 5 stack? No. Well, there's your problem. Uh, I understand that every 5 stack is the best. I understand every 5 stack doesn't have the same skill as you. This is why I stopped playing rank, um, and I started the competitive because But you gotta play in a 5 stack. You cannot solo queue. You're not Bolo. You're not Shaco. You're not all those guys who solo queue to champ. Okay, you can't. Okay, it was back in the days. You can't do that anymore. And then you gotta start using setups and strats. It could be TikTok setups. It could be default setups. It could be competitive setups. Anything, but you gotta start playing the game how you're supposed to do. So it applies the same for Diamond and Champion, but I don't have many students in them, except like competitive players. But the rest, you guys are in silver, bronze, copper, maybe some golds or some plats. But that's what you guys need to focus and understand and learn if you guys want to rank up. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to tell me in the comments, ping me on Discord, whatever. I got my Discord server for the people who wants an invite. And look, I'm gonna put it in the description, but I've got a Discord server. Um, where I've got tickets, player goals. I got many people who's trying to improve, like Walter, for example. He's golden peak plat, and he's trying to he weaknesses, game sense, and positioning. I've so like I'm trying to help all of them as much as I can. Dante, his goal is to improve mechanic and game sense, and so if you guys struggle with anything, I'm gonna put the server in the description, and feel free to check it out. It was Coach Drummy. I wish you guys the best. Goodbye.